Welcome back. It is Monday, May 29th in the MLB. Our three favorite picks are on the way. Let's recap yesterday. It's Austin and Logan back at the same time, same place. A 2-in-1 day. Hey, we'll take that. Lane Thomas, JP Crawford. We appreciate you guys both getting a hit. We had the Blue Jays Twins, no one first inning. Shout out Vladdy for clutching up for us. And then the Giants money line wasn't looking good at all at the beginning of the game. They did end up making it closer than the final score, but they could not get it done. But either way, we'll take a 2-in-1 day. Now, it is Memorial Day, so a lot of you guys might have off work if you're in the United States. And while this isn't necessarily a day to celebrate, it's more so a day to honor and pay respects to the people that sacrificed their lives so that everyone in the United States could live free. So it's not necessarily a day you say Happy Memorial Day, but it is a day that we want to honor those people. Take a moment of silence, give them a prayer, and then we'll dive into our favorite picks. But now that we're going into those picks, let's dive into them. Logan, I need a winner from you today. It's baseball. It's on all day. What you got for the kids?
Yeah, I sold bad info over the weekend. I hated that weekend slate, but it's a new week, start of the new week. Let's make some money. I'm going to an underdog, one that I love the value on. Going to the Guardians and Orioles game, and I'm taking the Guardians on the money line. Plus 130 odds on Caesars is currently your best value in this one. I'm taking a shot on the underdog Guardians. I really do like the value. First and foremost, when you're betting baseball, you have to be comfortable with the value. I don't think the Orioles are worthy of that minus 140, minus 150 juice that they're laying today. I just don't think they're that much better than the Cleveland Guardians. Look who's starting for the Orioles today. It's Tyler Wells. 3.47 ERA, 0.84 whip. Look at that whip. I mean, that's a great walks and hits per inning pitch. That's what that whip number means. And the whip is extremely low for an ERA, yet his expected ERA, interestingly enough, is 4.05. I'm starting to look at expected ERA. I just want to see how it pans out as a metric. And it's interesting that his whip is so low, which would make me think his expected ERA would be lower, but it's actually somewhat higher. Well, we know Tyler Wells. He relies heavily on strikeout. Cleveland, first in strikeouts and specializes at putting the ball in play. Look, they're going to make it very hard on Tyler Wells. If he absolutely cooks them, I would be surprised. Also, Cleveland is hitting 255 in their last three games, which is improvement from their slow start of the season. The Guardians were pretty much unbackable for most of the first start of the year, but they've quietly turned it around. Yesterday, they got some timely hitting when they needed to, and I believe they'll give Logan Allen enough run support to make this game competitive. Logan Allen starts for the Guardians. Look at his numbers: 3.31 ERA, 1.44 WHIP. Yes, that whip is a little bit high considering that ERA, and yes, his expected ERA is close to 5. But I like the way he pitches. And what do I mean by that? That's just the eyeball test. I trust him not to go out and host batting practice today. We saw last time, Austin picked the Guardians with Logan Allen on the mound. He really clutched up hard. The White Sox had a million runners in scoring position. He just didn't panic. He navigated his way through the lineup and got out of some real jams. Baltimore, we know, is hitting 254 at home versus lefties, which is good, but it's not 300, right? If it was 300, I definitely wouldn't be making this pick. I'd be way too scared. But the Orange Birds are liable for some bad offense. I think they've overachieved so much this year. Everyone loves backing some Orioles. And at the end of the day, I think these bullpens will make it close and interesting. Cleveland, fourth in bullpen ERA. Baltimore, second in bullpen ERA. I trust Logan Allen enough to give us a chance in this one because when you're betting an underdog, what you can ask for is a chance. You don't want to be chalky, especially on a limited Memorial Day slate. And just the chalkiest things today are just picking Braves, picking Orioles, picking Rangers. If all three of those teams just win, I'll be so shocked, right? Because that's just normally not how baseball works. But I do have some other leans that I do want to touch on real quick that didn't make the video, and there are a couple team totals. I think the Rangers team total under 4.5 is an absolutely great bet to make because Boyd's expected ERA is a lot lower than his normal ERA, and I just think the Rangers are liable to put up a stinker any minute now. And the Braves team total under 5.5. Look, everyone just loves just blindly fade the Athletics, and while that might work more often than not, I just think the Braves are, coming off the Sunday Night Baseball narrative. It's not a narrative, Logan. Coming off Sunday Night Baseball and a big offensive performance against the Phillies, I think they could be a little bit slow in Oakland today, especially against Paul Blackburn. He's a decent, half decent pitcher that I think will be able to navigate. So those are the two leans I have. Play them at your discretion. Look, I've been bad, so I don't deserve to make 3 picks today, but we'll see if we can start some hot streak with an underdog. But Austin, you've been hot. Give us some more player prop winners, man.
Yeah, Logan, you said a half decent pitcher on the A's. I don't think that's, I've never heard that in a sentence ever before. But let's talk about the hit parlays. And today I did not mention at the top of the show, we do have our parlay of the day. And the reason I didn't mention is because it's going to be 3 hitters to each get a hit. There are 3 guys that considered and made my list, but I ended up limited down to 2 guys. But if you want to see our parlay of the day and more hitters to get hits, just go click the top link in the description. Today I'm going to ride with 2 early starts. One's going to try to help out Logan, and the other one is on the Rangers. It is Jose Ramirez and Josh Young to both record a hit. That's all it takes. It's minus 102 on DraftKings. I honestly think FanDuel had this exactly at the same value. And as I say time and time again, try to bet this on DraftKings if you can. Just because FanDuel, if maybe these guys don't start and they pinch hit, FanDuel's going to grade it as a loss. DraftKings will not. The guys have to start on DraftKings for it to be graded as a win, unless you put those guys into a same game parlay. Like if you parlay the picks today with Jose Ramirez and the Guardians to get a win, well, they won't grade that in case Ramirez does get a pinch hit appearance. But let's dive into these 2 guys, and Logan's going to need some help, and I'm going to Jose Ramirez to help him out. And you remember a couple days ago, I took Jonathan India, and Logan took on the Cubs. Hopefully, maybe we can have a Jonathan India-like performance to help out Logan with Jose Ramirez, who is batting 273 on the year. He's going to bat in this 3 slot for this Guardians offense, and he's hitting 328 versus righties. Wells is a righty, as Logan touched on a little bit earlier, and he's hitting 282 on the road. So, like, I look at a guy like Wells, he's pitched well this year, no pun intended, but I do look at a guy like this. He has shown a little bit of weakness. Last 2 starts, 6 and 5 hits allowed, giving up a couple earned runs, and honestly, if this Guardians offense is going to put up runs and help out Logan, they're going to need their main guy, their batting 3 in this lineup to kind of the juggernaut of this offense to do something. I think he certainly can. Now, you look at the Wells, the pitches he's going to throw. 57% is going to be either 4-seam fastball or a changeup. Now, both of those pitches, Ramirez hits pretty well. They aren't his top 2 pitches, but they are in his top 4. They're his numbers 3 and 4. He hits those pretty well. The other pitches that Wells is going to throw hits them decently too. So, looking on the road, a guy batting in the 3 slot, I think he's going to see plenty of plate opportunities here. And like Logan said, not a guy that really strikes out a whole lot. So, the Guardians' whole team as a whole doesn't strike out a whole lot. I think Jose Ramirez gets his chances. Maybe he can put one in the bleachers for Logan, a little bit of run support. But there's also a guy in Jose Ramirez, always very good at finding those gaps. So we'll ride with Jose, the righty, going up against Tyler Wells. Now, let's talk about our next guy, Josh Young. Now, he's actually been very good. No thing I've talked about him at all this year, but currently on an 11-game hit streak, very solid, batting .415 over that time span. So he's been really, really hitting, scorching the ball. I considered his teammate Marcus Semien, but I'd rather go to a guy like Young. Now, you look at him, 282 on the season, 295 in May. Young batting 340 versus lefties. Now, lefty is what he gets today in Boyd, and I think he's certainly capable of getting a hit. Now, Young is not a guy that's going to bat at the top of their lineup. He's normally in the 5 slot, I believe, but he's still going to get up his plate appearances. The Rangers are guaranteed to bat for 9 innings, given they are also on the road in Detroit. And I look at a guy like Boyd, sure, he should probably get some regression, and maybe the Rangers offense struggles a little bit today, but still, we're seeing a guy like Young really crush lefties, and Boyd's kind of struggled versus righties. He's in fact allowed a 271 batting average versus right-handed batters. Young is a righty. And I just think at the end of the day, both these 2 guys are going to be able to get hits. Young's going to get his plate appearances. You're going to also see Jose Ramirez get his plate appearances. Both guys are on the road. They're going to see their teams have to bat for 9 innings, and I think they can easily get it done. You also look at Boyd. He's smart. If Boyd is smart, he's going to just hammer sliders against Young. That's one of Young's worst pitches to hit, but every other pitch that Boyd throws is a very good spot for Young to get a hit. So I like both these 2 guys each to get a hit. It's minus 102. I know we've been getting that plus value. We'll take this right around plus 100. So we'll take it minus 102. Let's see if the player props can stay hot. They're 13 and 4 on the season. Let's cash another one. But Nerfy Nation, it's time. Let's get out the flags. Wave them. We're cashing one. The music's going. We need another winner. 3 and 1 in our last 4. Let's make that 4 and 1 in our last 5. And today we're going to one that I don't anticipate to see anywhere on Twitter. I don't see a lot of people going on this one, but I think it's going to be a good one. And it's Angels and White Sox taking the no-run first inning, minus 105 on Bet365. As we say time and time again, we don't want to take juice Nerfies. Like, couldn't be us. Nerfy is basically like a coin flip some days. Now, obviously the pitching can help you out, but sometimes it's a coin flip, and that's why we rather get the minus 105 to minus 115 odds that we can, and just put in the research here. Now let's talk about Michael Kopech. He's hopefully get these first 3 outs for us. He's 8 and 2 on no-run first innings. The Angels are 8th in first inning runs. I think Kopech can come out here. He's been really, really good recently and this season, been dialed in. Also, look at a team like the Angels, not necessarily notoriously great against right-handed pitchers. I mean, guys like Trout and Ohtani, they have the firepower there. But I still think Kopech, if he can avoid giving up a solo blast, which is a reason, if it could happen, he does throw it fast. I think Kopech can give me those first 3 outs. Who's on the other side, Logan?
Yeah, it's Griffin Canning starting for the Angels. Canning 3 and 4 on Nerfies this year. I don't like that, but what I do like is that he sort of turned it around. He's Nerfied in 2 straight games. And I remember watching Griffin Canning recently when he absolutely cooked my Red Sox bet. I was like, yeah, it would be like the Red Sox to not be able to hit a guy with a 6 ERA. He looked good in that game. He was actually commanding his pitches well, and he was getting the swing and miss. Hopefully he can carry some of that into this start. The White Sox, 22nd in first inning runs. White Sox are not a first inning run team that scares me, even though they do have some talent like Anderson and Luis Robert. If you look at how they fare versus right-handed pitchers, Anderson only hitting 237, Robert only hitting 234. No one in that top half of the lineup is hitting 285 or better versus right-handed pitching. So I actually think it stacks up pretty well for Griffin Canning to add another no-run first inning to his belt. The over-under to this game set to 8.5. Just like our Blue Jays game, when everyone and their mother was picking the over in that game, everyone and their mother is sort of on the over in this game. They expect a lot of runs. I could see this one starting out slow. Nerfy Nation picking up another win. Let's fly the flags again.
Yeah, let's get another winner. Let's start to build up this Nerfy streak. I did make the call here. I think Canning is going to have a decent showing, at least get us those first 3 outs. Just haven't seen enough from the White Sox team hitting righties this year. So I'll take a chance on this one. There are some other couple ones, but we'd rather go with this one. I think they got a good chance here. So those are our 3 favorite picks of the day. Let us know your favorite picks down below. You want to check out our parlay of the day? Top link in the description. 3 hitters each get a hit. And plus we have that 2-hit parlay in the video we just talked about. Let's have a great Monday. We'll see you guys back in tomorrow for some more videos. And if you want to check out our NBA video for Game 7, it's on the screen too. Let's have a great day. See you guys in the next one. Peace.